Hello, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Such timing, Karen. How is everyone doing? Happy Friday, happy full moon, happy Beltane, happy May Day, happy all the things. How is everyone doing? I have a total disaster on my desk. It has absolutely nothing to do with what I was planning to do tonight. Um, However, here we are. I've been working on ATCs for the Artisan Creative Train, and I totally forgot to grab coffee when I came in here. So it's gonna I yelled at Rob. I'm like, "Babe, bring me coffee." So here we are. Um, the game plan for tonight was to play with some alcohol inks. However, I have a couple of other things that I've been working on. My desk is a hot mess. We have the Artisan Creative Train is Monday, May 11th. And every month when we do the train, I actually, oh,
Might be super hot. Be careful. I only
you're,
need a minute.
hey, can you take this and put this on the charger for me, please? Thanks, love. You're the bestest. Okay, I have coffee, so we're good. Whew, coffee is very imperative. Ooh, for this day. Um, it's like yummy. Anyway, um, so for the Artisan Creative Train, is it a whole day of handmade people doing demonstrations of what they love to do and sharing with us. Hopefully, you'll learn something new. So if you would go in and bookmark all the shows, I would greatly appreciate it. Um, but every month, you're excited and nervous at the same time. Molly, you're going to do great. You're a nurse, you teach, you know how to do this. All you got to do is be prepared. That's the challenge. And here we are unprepared. Guys, I'm going to just like give you a little, I think we're on YouTube. So look at this disaster I got going on. Whole big fat disaster on my desk. However, I'm not, apparently I'm not. I'm not prepared, but we're going to do this. So this is my mock-up for the artist trading card. I know it's colors. Um, I've been doing a commemorative art card every month for over a year now for the Artisan Creative Train. And I went and grabbed all of the cards. Okay, be safe. And I haven't done any bright colors. And I thought, you know what? Let's do some bright colors. So I think this is where we're at. I kind of feel like it needs something else on it. And I think I know, Karen, tell me what it needs. I know it needs some tea dye. Everything looks better. Yes. Hi, Judy. How are you? Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm thinking I should get some white, not the tea dyed, because I think the tea dye is a bit much because we've got primaries. So, anyhow, that is going to be our card for, gosh, guys, it's like a week away, 10 days. 10 days. So, that's fun. That's what I've been working on today. I did, however, grab stuff to do the alcohol inks. I just kind of need to clear some space here. So we're going to set all this aside. Um, and this is our lineup for the Artisan Creative Train. I am so excited. We have some amazing, amazing artists that are going to be showing us what they do. Karen, this is the kit that I've been playing with. And I pulled out some of my little dollies. So you have corrupted me into your dolly world, um, or reignited my passion of the doll world. I don't know. However you want to look at it. I've been collecting the Julie Nutting stamps for 15, 20 years now. So I have quite a few of them, and they're fun to play with. And I got away from it because they got packed away, as do a lot of things in our art rooms. So I'm making piles and I'm getting stuff out of the way, and we're gonna play with some alcohol inks. Has anybody, has anybody in here played with alcohol inks? Anybody? Is anybody alcohol ink curious? Judy, you have. What have you done with them, Judy? Just curious. Karen, ready to learn? I don't know. It's been a minute since I've done an alcohol ink demo, so this could be a hot mess, ma'am. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Kara. Grunge, tap, and backgrounds. Hi, Tiny Tots. Marcel, how are you? My phone does not want to get this. It is not accepting of this plug. There we go. Okay. So there's a couple of things when you're playing with alcohol ink. It's messy. We're going to start with that. It's messy. Some people prefer to wear gloves. I'm like, let's do this, go for it. No biggie, right? Gosh, you guys, I have such a mess here. I'm sorry. I should have prepared this a little better, but we had dinner, and Friday night's kind of family time. And of course, my silly self plans play in the art room. And dinner always ends up late, and I always end up late, and it frustrates me, and I'm sure it frustrates all of you. So I'm going to try to do better in the future, though. We're going to work on it. Um, I have cleared a space, and let's do this thing. So, a couple of things with alcohol ink above and beyond. I know family always comes first, you know. I have a ton of them. Um, I should have cut this down. There are different papers and mediums that you use with them. And I will say, um, I'm pretty old school, and we didn't have all the fancy dancy Tim Holtz stuff back in the day when I learned to use these. Um, oh, I'm going to need that later. So, um, I have a spray bottle with 91% alcohol. One of the things is the 91% works best. It makes your inks move a lot better than, say, I think there's a 70 and an 80%. Um, so that's first of all. Second of all, a lot of people use cotton balls to smush it around. They use paintbrushes. I might have one over here, or I might not. Thought I had one. Good look. I even grabbed a glove. Can you believe that? I did. I grabbed a glove. Sponges work well. Um, like just the old sponges that we used to use in Stampin' Up! To dab ink. there's that. Um, oh, damn, what did you do with it? These little Pouncy sponges work well for your paper. Most people say, well, it is. Yupo paper is probably one of the best things to use with alcohol inks. The thing with it is the Yupo paper is extremely expensive. So photo paper works well. It just doesn't work as well as the Yupo paper. And here's the difference. Your photo paper is designed to absorb ink. Yupo paper has a plastic coating, so the ink sits on top of it. Um, there's your difference. We're going to chop some paper real quick because I didn't cut this down. We used to use glossy cardstock, and the glossy cardstock tends to work very well when you're using your alcohol inks. Let me see. I don't know how big this paper is. Lord, it's 12 by 24. So we're going to just chop this down to make it a little bit more manageable. Sorry, I don't have a lot of room under this camera. We're going to do, let's do 6 inches just for the sake of being able to see it in camera. This is a double-sided gloss paper that I have. I have like a whole ream of it, and I used to use it in books that I made to be able to, let's just chop it all the way down. We'll do 6 by 6s for funsies. We have lots of paper to play with. I don't know that we're going to need it all, but I don't want to get, oh shit. Good job, Tim. I don't want to get in the middle of playing with alcohol, and maybe I shouldn't have done 20 sheets at once, huh? And then have to cut more paper. So we have a load of this paper to play with. The other thing that I have used alcohol inks on, and oh my gosh, I could have cut this down too. Guys, welcome to my disaster. How are we doing? For the life of me, I cannot find my Yupo paper. I do not know where it went. Don't know what I did with it. So there's that. We're gonna try, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. This is, I have a pad of marker paper, and it has like a smooth side and then a toothy side. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. How big is this paper? 14, so let's cut it in half. 7 inches. Why is my end not working down here? And then 11, 5.5. Okay, we got this, guys. Hey, don't grab your arm of your cutter by the blade. It hurts. Just a little tip. So there's some marker paper. The other thing that I have here is Bristol paper. It's a smooth finish. Again, don't know that it's going to work but we're going to try it because we're here to experiment and play, right? Because we can't find the Yupo paper. So, how has everyone's day been? Did you have a good week? Are you excited for the weekend? Are you excited for live thrifting tomorrow? I'm excited to go live thrifting. I gotta say, um, that's a thing. And then we're gonna cut some of this photo paper down. We're gonna do those at 6 inches too. Always, yeah. I've been going through some of the stuff that I have here from live thrifting, and I really think that I need to do like a huge thrifting de-stash sale. I used too many again and it ripped, but that's okay. So there's our photo paper. Another thing that is good to use your alcohol inks on is vellum. This is a vellum cardstock, so it's going to play a little differently than your thin vellums. And where's my glossy cardstock? That is more photo paper. And then this is a black glossy cardstock. So I just figure if we have a couple of different substrates, we can play with it. We can experiment with it and see what we like, right? It's a whole situation. I don't know why this paper is not where it's supposed to be. Remind me to stop grabbing that. Oh, it hurts. Okay, so we have some different substrates chopped down. Let's get into our alcohol inks. I have a plethora of alcohol inks. I have different brands, different kinds, because, I've been doing this a minute. I have some of the Bray Reese, some of the old Adirondack. I'm pretty sure these are like 20 years old. So I also have new ones. So the new ones actually come in 3 packs, and they are by Ranger Ink. It is a Tim Holtz thing. It started out as Adirondack, and then Tim Holtz contracted with Ranger and pulled all Adirondack was going out of biz. And so he pulled a lot of the colors and took them over to Ranger. There was a buyout there, and it was a whole thing. We used to use our metallic ink refills for this. However, now they have what they call mixatives. And the mixatives actually have um, alcohol in them. So they mix in with your alcohol inks. So I thought we could play with some of these. Um, Adirondack used to have just the basics. There was this, see how that is just not even hard. It's so old. But there's just different ways that you can play with it. And I thought we'll play with what we have here and we'll just do some different things. Um, I have almost spilled my coffee. I have a little pipette that I like to squeeze alcohol. Again, 91% is going to be your best bet. And we're just going to sit down and play with it. We we're going to start out with just some photo paper and see how they play. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get these mixatives shaken up before we start playing. There's a couple of different things you can do with the alcohol inks. You can put them directly onto your paper and then add alcohol to it to spread it. You can put alcohol directly on your paper and add the ink to that. Ooh, look, I got it moving. Hallelujah. Um, I also have this uh, alcohol ink blending solution in a pen. Um, Apparently, I got it on clearance. Apparently, I've never used it, so we can play with that as well. Usually, when I'm playing with inks, I prefer to play with my India inks. They're acrylic based and they're permanent. So, this is something that I just did for technique classes, or I use them in my mixed media and do paintings with them. So, we're going to try this. Let's see if we do it this way. Let's start with what color are we going to start with? I think this one is okay. This is lettuce. This is an old Adirondack color. So I'm just going to we're going to do three drops. Okay. So you do 3 drops. This is a bottle of the 91% alcohol. And you see when you spray the alcohol, it disperses it, right? Um, you can move it around. You can get great backgrounds with it, but that dot still stays there, okay? The alternative to that, I'm going to take the pipette, I'm going to grab some alcohol in here, is to put alcohol on your paper first and then drop the ink into it. And you get to see how you get a totally different fluid effect, right? So I would suggest if you've never played with alcohol inks, grab some scrap paper and do this and play with this, okay? You can actually make paintings with these. You can create backgrounds. You can use them to color in. Hi, Mapes. We're playing. How are you, love? um, it's just so you see the difference. This is where you put it down first. This is where you add it to the alcohol. So we're going to grab another. We're going to have a whole lot of papers for collage when we're done here. I'm going to spray this. Oh, let's just add some colors. What is this? Gunmetal? We don't want gunmetal in there. I know. Why are you not playing with inks with us? Rose gold. Um, so if you put a drop of the rose gold in there, let's put 2 drops. We have a lot of alcohol flowing around on here, right? But when you spray it and you grab, oh God, where did I put the paintbrush? You grab your paintbrush, it mixes in and it creates these awesome metallic looking patterns in your color, right? So it's just an awesome background. Welcome in, everyone. We're experimenting, okay? Um, hot mess. A pretty hot mess, but a hot mess nevertheless. We're gonna grab another piece of paper and we're gonna do a couple more things. We're gonna set this aside. Another thing you can do, plug your ears if you have earphones in. We're gonna grab a heat gun. The heat gun evaporates your alcohol. Do you see that face in there? It looks like I just created the Green Man. I'm just saying. I know Maple can see it. There's his nose, his mouth. Anyway, so that's one way. We're going to grab another piece of paper and we are going to grab a sponge. Where did I just put all the sponges? So I'm over on the side here, I'm putting some alcohol and on my glass and I'm saturating my little sponge in alcohol. I'm just soaking it up, okay? Um, I want it to be wet with alcohol so I can use this to blend my alcohol when we do this. Again, we're gonna grab a different color. Oh Lord, this is bright. We're gonna spray. Maybe we're gonna open this. Sweet. Okay, that one doesn't want to open. Red pepper. This is an awesome color to play with back in the day. So we've got the alcohol ink on the alcohol. We're going to move it around a little bit. Let it do its thing. And then we're going to take this that I saturated in alcohol and we're going to pounce it. We're just creating a background. A bright background, nevertheless, but it's a background. And then we're going to take, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try it. See how the silver is hitting that? And this is, with more silver, mind you, what we used to call the marble effect. Because when it hits the alcohol, it starts to disperse. And this bottle is really old and it's not really doing what it's supposed to do, but I think you're going to get the idea. Now, if you again dry this, let's throw some more. You can then add more color to it. So we're going to dry again. And the heat moves it. See how it shimmers and moves? You're welcome. So you have this awesome metallic effect going on. And I mean, you've got all these great backgrounds. That is one of the main thing that I have known to use the alcohol inks for. Let's see if we have a lighter color. I mean, we can't go without purple, right? Let's see what happens. This is glossy cardstock. We're going to put down some alcohol. Why are my bottles not opening today? Hi, everybody. We're just playing. We're going to drop down some purple. You can't see it at all, but it's going to give me a place for the silver to go. And the silver is going to make the purple show up. See what I just did? I just got ink everywhere. So again, you can pounce on your black cardstock and that metallic is making the color show up on the black. Is that as cool to you as it is to me? I mean, it's purple and it's silver. Can you see in camera? Oh, you can. So again, we're going to take it, we're going to dry it, we're going to move it around. And just like in your artwork, you often leave white space, we've left black space. So it brings this out. Pretty cool, huh? That is an awesome background, my friends. Okay, on to the next thing. Vellum. So one of the things you can do is, I'm just going to take a Sharpie. We're going to just do like a half a sheet. Can I wipe this up or is it just dried already? Okay, it's pretty dry. We're going to take a piece of vellum and I'm doing leaves because they're quick and easy. And My Sharpie's dying because, why would it not die in the middle of me trying to show you something? Obviously, doesn't have to be perfect, Tam. We're getting the idea. Okay, sketchy sketchies. So we're going to grab some of these greens. Again, wherever it may have gone, we're going to spritz it with alcohol. Now, mind you, I just did a Sharpie, right? And it's going everywhere. We're going to drop some green in. We're going to use our paintbrush. Now, I'm going to dip our paintbrush instead of in water. I'm going to dip it in some alcohol and I'm going to use it to move this. And I totally just screwed this up, but that's okay. I put too much alcohol ink on it. You get the idea. You can use it for painting. I can dry this. I can go back in and I can use this to paint with. And it gives you a totally different look, but it's more of like an abstract, impressionistic type thing. You get the idea of what it was. And then you can go back in once this is dry, which we're going to dry it now. Once it's dry, you can go back in and you can sketch over the top of it if you have a pen that actually wants to work. So does that make sense? Just a different way to use it. And you can just grab these edges and do like a sketchy little drawing. And this kind of stuff looks really awesome in your journals. You don't have to be an artist to have hand-drawn stuff in your journals. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? This could go on a tag. This could go on a page in your journal. All the things, right? Okay, we're not drawing. I'm going to chop that off and save that for later. Any questions so far? Chop this in half. So remember what we were doing on the photo paper? Toodles. Tam making a fool of herself. Awesome. Again, we're going to put some alcohol down. We're going to grab Some more alcohol ink. Crap, that went everywhere. I think my problem right now is that I'm just using too much ink because these have been sitting so long. The ink is just going everywhere. Um, but I mean, the first thing I told you, this is messy, right? I wasn't kidding. We're gonna be live thrifting tomorrow, and we're gonna have so the pipette, it doesn't. I boosted all the alcohol out, but I'm just doing splatters in it. I'm kind of using it, and I know there's a blow tool, and I have one somewhere, but I don't have it near me. So you can use your pipette to push the ink around. You can use the heat gun to move the ink around. I'm gonna turn this back on. But the thing with this is you can do layers. Um, how do I not have another blue in this disaster of mine? Don't ask me how many unopened packages I have. It's not fair. Hello, Miss Katie. How are you this evening? Um, so what we can do now is add more. Come on, Tim. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Broke my thing. You can add more alcohol to this. And then you can add other colors. We're using a different shade of blue this time. We're going to turn the heat gun on again. We're just going to blow that blue around. Oh, I was in her show. This is the vellum cardstock. So see how the different colors of blue layer? Yes, I did, Katie. Yeah, we were texting after the show. It was really awesome. So how the different colors, they layer on top of each other. And we can keep adding color to this. What is this color? Um, let's do boysenberry. Yeah, I was much proud of her. Grab this heat gun again. So you have all these color cells going on. And this is where This is, vellum. It's a vellum cardstock. So this is where you can choose to add one of the metallic mixatives and put some shine in it, or you can just leave it as is. So we put the metallic mixative and we're going to get our alcohol and see how it's creating cells, right? Well, come back here. It ran away on me. I'm going to spray it again to spread that silver out a little bit more. And see how I just reactivated it to just kind of spread it a little bit and blend it better. This one dried too quickly for me. So I'm going to reactivate all of that with my alcohol. So you have like this really awesome background. You can use these again on your tags, on a card, in a journal page. Um, Same concept. This is on a black paper and this is on a vellum cardstock. So your paper matters and it's going to make a difference what results you get. Okay. You missed some. Look what we did. Leaves. So the thing with it is when you're doing this, and I say this all the time, like with the jelly plates, play with it, play around with it. Get the different papers you have. You don't have to go out and spend a bazillion dollars on Yupo paper. Use the paper that you have and see how your alcohol inks react with these papers. And just know that it's going to react very differently if you put it directly to the paper and add alcohol or a mixative, or if you use the mixative and then the ink. Does that make sense? Yes, yes. What do we have over here? Oh yeah, we were gonna try this. Um, this is the Bristol paper. Um, so I'm gonna do up and down so you can see. So we're gonna do half alcohol first, and the bottom we're gonna do ink and then alcohol. So we're gonna do and then down here we're gonna do ink, add alcohol. And this is Bristol paper. And when I'm playing with something new, I kind of like to give myself notes. And I have a notebook that I keep. I do like I swatch new art supplies I get with the colors. Hi, Tosh. How are you, my friend? We're playing with alcohol inks, love. Are you ready for a new obsession now that you've mastered the jelly plate, my friend? Um, I like to keep track of this kind of stuff so I know what it looks like so I can go back and go, I really like this, but I like this better. I really like this, but I'm digging this. So you see the difference of keeping track of what you're doing. So when you want to go back and redo something, um, you can look at it and go, "Oh, I like this. We're gonna do this." What do we have here? I have that one. Um, no, we're not gonna do that. We did the silver mixative. Let's do some gold. Okay, we're gonna do some gold. See if I can get this moving. I realize I don't have a huge variety of colors. I have my greens, my blues, my reds, and my burgundies. That's what I have. I should yell at Rob to come open this bottle for me, though, because I really like this color, but I can't get this bottle open. And I'm scared I'm going to break it and it's going to go everywhere. Like it will not come off. Nope, it's not going to come off. Okay, so we're going to start with alcohol and then ink. So I split my thing. I don't know how I did it. I need to go get another one. It's holding. So we're going to put, oh, hi. It doesn't squirt. Let's put some, let's do the cobalt. So see how the alcohol just saturated that paper? It's not moving. It's not doing what we want it to do. Let's get the heat gun and see if we can move it around a little bit. Holy moly. Huh. Okay, well, we just determined that I don't like it on Bristol paper. Just saying. But we're gonna continue with our little thing. We're gonna start with the ink. And then we're gonna add alcohol. It's not gonna do it. It is, I don't know where the lid is. It's 91% isopropyl alcohol. Banch Cat, the rate it's going, I feel like I need some alcohol, and I don't even drink. In my defense, I have not played with alcohol inks for probably 15 years, so this is what we're doing. I pulled them out. I've had some great successes. Um, I'm used to the old school ones, the Adirondack, and I can honestly say comparatively, I'm not very impressed with the Ranger line. Um, of course, I went to do this demo and I can't find my Yupo paper anywhere. So we're testing out different medias here because I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. So this is a glossy, it's it's a front and back glossy that I got for making junk journals and pages in junk journals to do different techniques on. So here we are. Again, we're going to write. Maybe I should find the Sharpie that I had so it doesn't go everywhere. So we're going to do glossy card. We're going to do alcohol plus ink. And then we're going to do ink plus alcohol. Rob, I don't know if he can hear me. He may be out in his wood shop. So we're going to do some alcohol. Well, that sucked. And some ink. We're just going to blow it around with the heat gun and see what it does. That gave us a little better movement. Did you guys see what I just did? I just dropped my dropper inside of there. I'm a mess, you guys. Like on so many levels, I'm a mess today. Wonder if I can fish it out with a palette knife. Okay, we're gonna deal with that in a second. Oh, look, I have another one up here. Bam, I got a new one. We'll fish that one out later. Now, where'd that ink go? We're gonna put the ink first. And then we're gonna spray some alcohol on it. It kind of splatters everywhere. But look how that spray affected that up there. Whoa. So again, when you spray it, it gives you the little dots. So let's layer. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. Remember how we were layering the colors earlier? So it's gonna be the same concept. Squish them around and see what happens. So they layer very nicely if you're doing a multicolored background. Yes, they do have the air tool. I can't think of what it's called. Um, I've had it for a bazillion years and I cannot tell you where it is at right now. Maybe I should have pulled that out before I started this, but here we are, just playing. And out of all of this, honestly, I mean, obviously the Bristol paper isn't going to work. This glossy, it's a very inexpensive paper. It's not quite a cardstock, but it's not like a computer paper. It's a little bit, it's probably, I don't know, a 30, 32. I don't have the package in here. But this is good to play with. Yes, it's the same concept. It's a blower thingy. If you have a baby booger sucker, it works. Um, I have mine from back when I was a Stampin' Up! Demo. Stampin' Up! Had one that you put your markers on and it splattered ink. It's somewhere in this art room, Lord only knows where. Um, don't know. This is your coral with your silver. Here's your greens with your rose gold. We made the green man and the full moon in honor of the full moon because that's what we do. Blues and purples, and then this is on a black glossy cardstock. A straw works, yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of, I love this. This is going to end up on a tag before the night's over. I promise that. Um, so I mean, there's just, it's one of those things again that you play with, see what you like, see what you don't like. Um, we're gonna spray. So this is that paper again. We're gonna do some different inks. Do some different shades of green. Of course, I have a whole pack of greens here with all the different greens. We should blow that around, huh? Do I have a straw in here? No, I do. I have a straw. It's a lot less noisy than the heat gun, huh? The whole thing. It gives a totally different look. Because with the heat gun's blowing it as you, or is drying it as it's blowing. So you're not getting the same effect because it's drying that ink out. Roche spots, paper straw from my paper bead class. It's a situation. Oh my lord. How do you guys put up with me doing this crazy stuff? I would like to know. Inquiring minds want to know how you all put up with me. Okay, we're gonna blow some more. Blow. input, thoughts. Thank all that is holy that only my friends are here. That's a thing. So I just put the gold mixative. Karen, I love you. You know we're doing this for you, right? I'm adding some alcohol. See what the straw does with the mixative. Whoa. That's interesting. I like that. I guess I'm in a green mood because I like that. Okay, so we're going to go back to Alice. Are you still here? Alice, to see this. I'm going to corrupt Alice. I think Alice had to go get the kiddos. She's probably still driving. We'll save this piece of cardstock. Yeah, every time I do it with, and the funny thing is I'm grabbing all this paper over here, and every different, this is photo paper. So every different piece of paper I grab gives me a different result. I mean, I could use the same colors on photo paper and get a totally different result. Uh-oh, I gotta get closer to me, sorry. So on the photo paper where you drop it shows up a lot more. God damn it, I dropped that one too. Okay, so now I have to fish it out. Sorry. I have my second squeezy thingy in my bottle, and I don't have anything close. My beading tweezers are in my bedroom. What can I use to do this? Crap. Guys, I keep dropping them down in the bottle. This is why I suggest getting a container and putting alcohol in said container. Hold, please. Time out. I'm going to go get a container and I'm going to get some tweezers to retrieve my squeezy things. Get some hot coffee. I'll be right back. lid too, because, you know. I don't know. I grabbed the container. Rob gave me a container and he's getting me hot coffee. Let's do this thing, friends. Okay, got the beading tweezers. Let's see if we can get a hold of this thing. Oh, for gosh sakes. That's the broken one. You guys would be dying laughing if you could see what I'm doing right now. Okay, there's the non-broken one. We have a glass jar for alcohol. Did you bring me? No, yeah, that too. I meant the lid for this so I don't spill it.
I said that while you were still out there.
I love you.
Love you.
I never said I was the smartest one. It's a whole thing, babe. I'm having issues. Rob's making fun of me, guys. Yeah, is anybody else playing with alcohol inks while we're doing this? Hi, Greta. We're playing with alcohol inks. Just for funsies. Thanks, love. You're the bestest. What are you doing? Ooh, down there. Happy Friday. You're sipping. I'm procrastinating that. Did you get your painting fixed last night? Where's our gold? So this is the gold directly on there. This is the gold in some alcohol. Awesome. Good job. Much proud. So see how directly on it just sits, but when you put it in alcohol, it moves easier. So we're going to add some alcohol to this gold after it's set for a little bit and see how that moves. And you can kind of control the direction that your splatters go with the direction that you hold your straw. Just saying. Now, what happens if we put some more color on top of that? It blends, but it also pulls up the under color. See how it started to pull it up there? So it's just different ways, and we're still working on this photo paper. And photo paper is not the optimum thing to be using. It works in a pinch. but it's not the best thing in the world to use, right? I mean, I'm just loving the colors we're creating here. So you can use this as a background like we did over here for your sketching, but one step further, if you don't want to sketch, you can get a archival or a StazOn ink pad and you can stamp on top of these and just use this as a background. Blessed be hot coffee. Okay. So let's grab, yeah, that one's dry completely. So we're gonna grab this. Do I have a stamp handy? I do. What do we want to stamp? Maybe big enough it is. So I'm just grabbing green and gold, ma'am. I heard you screaming, Alice. I heard you. It's all good. Um, so I'm just using some archival black ink. I have this cute little outline stamp. It's kind of an outline stamp. There's that. Let's do another one if I can get it to fit. Probably should have moved that up a little bit. Can we fit a second one over here? Barely. Okay. And then what else can we do? Oh, heck, we'll just do another one. Hi, Critter Chop. Good night, Judy. Thanks for hanging. It is midnight. It's time. We're just going to play for a little bit more and then we're going to probably call it a night as well. How have you been doing, Critter? Haven't seen you around. You've been working weird hours, I hear. I'm so sorry. I know that's not norm for you. Are you guys just exceptionally busy or did you lose peoples? I'm just using a baby wipe to wipe this off because I don't want to mess with it right now. So, what we're going to do with this, they're making you waste your life. I know. Do you hate when that happens? So, I'm going to get my favorite Bessie Cat scissors. It's not quite dry. We're going to give this a zap with the heat gun, so plug your ears. Hi, Linda. Plug your ears. Okay. I don't want to smear that while I was cutting it out. So I am going to just kind of give it a little bit of a border, but not much. Because I put this gold, I got really close right there. Oh well. I think this is gonna go really well with oh, where did I put it? Linda, I finally mailed my bracelet to you today. Awesome, babe. I'm honestly, babe, in no huge hurry. Don't stress it. Um, I I took your towel. I deactivated it, so it's there, and I will honor that price with you whenever we get around to getting everything right. So don't sweat the small stuff, sweetie. I should use a paper cutter for this, but I'm not gonna. So I coffee dyed some file folders today and some music papers because I wanted to. I was running out of coffee dyed paper. I use it a lot when I'm creating. Um, and I know you guys don't see me create a lot, but I do quite a bit. Believe it or not, I do a lot. Did I cut it short enough? Oh, man. I did not. Let me give it another snip over here. That didn't like that at all. May I just say that it's probably not the smartest thing in the world to cut paper on your office chair? I'm making tags out of a file folder, you guys. Give me a second. Okay, I made some different size tags. We'll be good. So, the whole point of what I just did here is to show you what you can do with your fun little things that you just made. I think this one's going to be our best bet. So I have this. We're going to put this on the front as kind of a focal. What other stamps do we have in here? So we have this. Where'd our little roundy thing go? Oh, this is the stamp set that I'm playing with. It has a lot of really cute foliage. And we're playing on this is a coffee dyed file folder. I find them very frequently when we're out thrifting. And I know that I'm always telling you guys you need them, but I never show you what I do with them. So I thought that I would show you what I do with them. So you kind of have an idea. Where's the rest of our piece of paper? So we have some scrappy stuff over here. And what are we going to do here? It's all kind of just going the wrong direction for what I want to do. There we go. We got one going the right direction. Good job. So we're just going to have this kind of trailing up the side. So we have one that goes the other way. Nope, but we're going to do this. I'm decided. These, no. Well, they didn't used to be. Maple, we need to talk tomorrow. I almost called you today, but then I got in my head, so here we are. But yeah, agree. The acrylic blocks didn't used to be expensive. I don't know what they cost now. I find them frequently at Goodwill. But I have all different sizes and all different brands and kinds, and um, I, it kind of depends. There, Daiso has them. I knew I'd seen them somewhere. Yeah, when we were shopping. I forgot about that. So I somehow want to put this outside of this, but I don't want the whole thing. Um, yeah, the cool thing with the grid ones, my all my old Stampin' Up! Ones have, the grid on them. Um, I think I saw a set of them at Hobby Lobby with the grid, but I honestly don't remember how much they were. But it's good when you're especially if you're stamping letters. See, that's why I made Rob bring me a lid. If you're stamping letters, you can line them up, um, words, that kind of thing. I I like my grid one the best, especially when you're doing something like that because you can line your image up and then you can flip it over and make sure that it's square. And there's the OCD in me that I want it to all look perfect. Not that it's going to look perfect ever, but hi everybody, welcome in. We're just playing with some alcohol inks. We're making a tag currently and kind of playing around. I don't know where this is going. I'm just literally grabbing stuff off my desk and yeah, that's the thing. Where's my fabric scissors? So, how's everybody doing tonight? What you been up to? Anything exciting? Is everybody excited for live thrifting tomorrow? I am. I am. I'm excited for live thrifting. Um, okay, let's make this a tag. So here's a little trick that I did when making tags. So everything will match up. I took it's like an old advertisement. I cut it to where the sides were the same. So no matter what I put it on, I have a guide to make my sides match perfectly every time I make a tag. I have it at different angles, so depending upon what angle I want, these just sit up on my desk and I use these to make my tags. Hi, Libs. You're very welcome. I miss your face. How you doing? We're playing in the art room. I don't know why I'm playing. I felt like playing. How's that? We should catch up soon. Okay. I should probably grab a 1/4 inch punch, huh? And put some doohickeys on it and do it like real deal, right? Okay, we're going to make a bigger hole. We're going to grab some these. I don't want to mess with those. We're going to put some Hyper Focus Gift Shop. Hello and welcome. Thank you so very much for the raid. We are playing with some alcohol inks and we are currently making a tag. How was your show? Did you have a fabulous show? Hi, Bev. How are you, love? Happy Friday, everybody. I'm looking at your profile. Give me a moment. I see creative chaos, so we'll get along just fine. You're new. Um, Hyper focus, that's the name of the game. Welcome and thank you for good night, Libs. Much love to you, babe. I miss you. Um, yeah, some people aren't prepared for me, so that's a thing. If you're new to me, hi, I'm Tam. I've been on the app for a little over 3 years now, playing in the handmade community, supporting the handmade community, and doing all the things that we do as creatives because that's what we do, right? Um, heard I was an expert with the jelly. Um, I did get that tag. Um, I've been I've been playing with the jelly plate for I don't know, probably 20 years. Yeah. There's not a lot I can't do with it. I participate in Debbie's Atelier Artisan Raid Train every month. It's a demo train, and that has just kind of been my standard thing to demo the jelly plate. Um, recently, um, oh, I just lost her name. How did I do that? One of the girls was playing with it and was having a really rough time. And so she had gotten one of the inexpensive gel plates. Wonderland, thank you very much. I knew it started with a one and the rest of it was gone. I'm tired. But anywho, she sent me her plate and I got it this week and I played with it. And okay, so were you in there when she sent it to me? When we had that whole little thingy going on? Okay, so I got it. I played with it, and Lord have mercy, it was not her fault. That thing sucks. Okay. Yeah, it sucks. It took me well, first of all, there was a weird film on it that I had to scrub off. Um, thanks, babe. Sharon, thank you, getting me focused back on what I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, it took me 2 hours to get a clean print off of it. I did get a clean print off of it, and it's doable, but for somebody that's been doing it close to 20 years, and for me to take 2 years or 2 years, 2 hours to be able to figure it out and be able to get a print, no, that thing sucks, don't buy it. And honestly, I have it behind me. I figured if she popped in tonight, I would show it to her, but I haven't seen her pop in, and we've been playing with alcohol inks, so, um, here's the thing with me and creating, I know a little bit about a lot of things. I've taught a lot of art. I've taught altered books. I'm scrapbooking, stamping, junk journaling. I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 15 years. I teach bead classes. I do in person and online. I kind of play with all the things. Yeah, I messaged her and told her what was going on. As soon as I did that day, as soon as I got it, I played with it and I reassured her that she was not a failure, the plate was. She's rocking it. I feel like we need something more here. I'm not real sure what. We're gonna need some green ribbon, and I don't know if I have any in here. Um, we're gonna go on a scavenger hunt. Um, Guys, a scavenger hunt in my art room is like hilarious. Ooh, wait, wait, she says. Let's try something. We're not going on a scavenger hunt. We are gonna do a thing. So this is some cotton. Giving it a little snip. I'm ripping it. You know where I'm going with this? Does anybody know where I'm going with this? I'm pulling all the extra strings because we're going to need those in a little bit. And we are going to take this lid that Rob so sweetly brought us. We're going to take our squeezy thing. We're going to put some alcohol in there and hope there's not a hole in the lid. We're going to take this amazing, oh wait, what's this one? Pesto. Let's stick with the color we're using. We're going to put a couple of drops of our ink in there. And we're going to dip. Where did I put those tweezers? We're going to dip our fabric in there. See what we just did there? We just used our alcohol ink to dye our ribbon to match. Was that the most brilliant thing you've ever seen? Lace behind the frame. Well, I have cheesecloth behind it. I agree, it needs something more. So now we have this grungy ribbon for our tag that's going to match. Let's squeeze this out. Squeeze the excess. Yeah, just turn my fingers green. That's going to dry in a hot minute because it's alcohol. We're going to set that aside over here to dry. And we're going to cut another piece. Guys, I'm going to pull that. It's a thinner one. And we're going to put that darker alcohol. Just a little. This is old school Adirondack pesto. It's one of my favorite Adirondack colors. I was very sad when I couldn't get it anymore. But here we are. So we have this awesomeness. I'm going to have green fingers when we go live thrifting tomorrow, you guys. Nobody minds. But it's all in the name of art, right? Pull all those extra strings. And Sharon says we need some lace. Okay, so we're going to set that aside to dry. And we need some lace. What kind of lace? Let's get some. We're going to set that aside. See where we're at here. I have this coffee dyed lace. No, I know what we need. I coffee dyed a bunch of music pages and book pages today. There. It is. Where's my I have so much stuff on my desk right now. Can't even. That one's up there. And we're going to go down about right there. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, we're going to go around this. And before I get that all cray-cray covered up, if you know me, I've been around a while. I am, in my world, journals are to journal in, and whether it's writing or art journaling. So it's very important to me to have lines or grid or something on the back to journal with, and or journal on, I guess I should say, better put. Get rid of some of this stuff because it's like out of control. I have no more space, you guys. The blind faith that I put all those lids back on is just amazing me right now. Okay, we're going to keep the greens because we're still playing with those, but we need something on the back here. Grid lines. That's too small. Where's just my plain line stamp? That'll work. Okay. So we're going to plain line stamp this. Kinda. I'm going to start off with a little bit of decoration. Hi, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And then we're just going to do the lines. And how we're going to do this is do you guys have that moment where you have so much stuff on your desk you can't find what you're looking for, and it's absolutely maddening because you're right in the middle of this amazing project and you just want to go, okay, we'll do the back of this. I'm going to cover this up. I usually put a post-it note on here. Can't find a post-it note, so here we are. I don't know how well this is going to work out. Pretty damn good. Okay. So we have our lines on the back, all good. So this is going to go here. We've got the crazy frillies. We've got the cheesecloth. We have our little ring that we did. And we need some lace around here somewhere. All the time lately. Yeah, I can't. No, that one's not working out for me. What else do we have up here? A bigger piece. That's too much with that. Do we have a happy medium? And we Yeah, it's not working out for me down there. So I'm going to slow this roll. So we got, you're right, lace. Ooh, look, we can do this. So we have this cute little lacy. These are our dyed to match. All right, let's start putting shit down. Where's my glue? Okay, let's start putting shit down. I agree, Sharon. Lace at the top will work beautifully. Because I've got this cute little stuff that's going to go with this, and it's going to give it like a little lacy look. And yeah. Okay, so I want this to kind of go at this angle. But I want my cheesecloth back here. I know. We will before it's all said and done. I'm definitely not gonna have just these two because that's boring. Do I have green sari silk behind me? I've got a wop load of sari silk back there. Ribbons. I'll see if I can find something. So I wanted this like at this edge, but that goes way too far. So let's do like this just to have some texture. We're going to pull that lower. Turn that and that. Yes. So this is how I want it. It's right at that edge. No, don't move. I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to grab my glue. And I'm just going to put some strategic dots of glue back here. That's going to hold everything down how I want it. And then I'm going to hold this. And I know that this is going to go along this edge and this is going to barely hit that corner. And that is how I have it back where we originally put it. Bada bing. Music paper should be down here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to fake it. You know how sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it? So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of pull this up just a smidge. We're going to fake like this was here the whole time. We're going to slide it up underneath here like it actually extended down. Bam. Would I ever use glossy accents in this ring? In the ring, or would it be too much? Oh, no, that's a grand idea. That is an absolute grand idea, my friend. I love the fact that you have the faith that I have glossy accents sitting here. Sharon, my friend. Okay, so we got to get this done first, because once I get the glossy accents, I'm not going to want to touch it. So we've got this. I feel like we need a darker green. What green do I have over here as far as um hmm. Well, there's not a lot of green there. Let's see. Where would I have dark green? That's just we're getting out of control here, right? Purple. Purple I have a lot of. You know I have lots of purple. Let's see what we have. The irony of it is that I have 5001 fibers and they're all sitting out on the deck for us to sell. That's 2 green. We have some cream. That's hideous, Tam. That's no. These are like earth tones. I don't know. I think we need some actual green. Like some real green. Where's my other trim thingy? You know the feeling when you have too much stuff and you can't find what you need? Yep, that's what we're doing. Because I have like 10 baskets of trims. Plus size gals, I just saw your name. How are you, ma'am? Hello. Did we just get rated again, my friends? Tired? Did you just rate me? Plus size, thank you so much, darling. Did you have a good show? You always have a good show. That's a silly question. How are you, love? Tired? Ready to go? We're playing with alcohol inks, and ironically, you come in here when I'm digging through 50 bins of trims because I'm trying to find a green to match that. The trim queen has arrived on the scene as I can't find green. Cynthia, if you saw my mess of trims right now, you would disown me. Almost 8 hours, ma'am. Bless it. Nope. I do like 3, 4. That's my limit. I'm done. That's way too much, ma'am. But I mean, you do it, right? I feel like when you get going, you just don't you don't pay attention to how long it's been. And then when you stop, you just die, right? You're like, oh God. But you do that a lot. That's a very normal thing for you, right? Got you, Sharon. I knew I had some with all the shades of green. Okay, we got this. Yeah, it's a long one. So I'm gonna cut off. We're gonna just do all of these, then we're gonna play with the crystal effects, and then we're gonna. Yeah, we've been going for like 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, well, this has been fun, you guys. I love you, but it's time for me to go be with my hubby. So we're gonna DX this idea. We are gonna go with the cotton that we dyed with our alcohol inks. We'll put this little smidge of lacy stuff in here. And then we'll put this coffee dyed ribbon in here. And I think that's going to about do us with the floofiness, right? That looks good. Okay. So we're going to make this as small as we can. And this is where the protector that I put in really comes in, because I'm going to give this some abuse. Now, this is a file folder tag, and I coffee dyed it and earlier today, so this might be a challenge, but we're going to get it. I'm pulling that. I'm trying to find the center of all of this. Oh, we missed one. My fingers are green. Alice, my fingers are so green right now. Try to pull that all through. Do we get it all? Voila. So I missed one. Get through there, honey. So what I'm gonna do is, once I get all these through here, pull this back out as best as I can without ripping anything. And then I'm gonna tighten it up from back here. So we're gonna have this big honkin' knot at the top, which I think the point of this was kind of a grungy, chunky, ribbony tag thing. And so I'm pulling each one of them individually. And they're going to go all wonky different directions. And if you know me, you know most everything I do is grungy. So having this level of grunginess on my tags just makes me very, very happy. Bada bing. So that's what that looks like. This is our little window, and you can actually cut this out and make a window with it. We've got some of our alcohol dyed. We've got the cheesecloth, some stamping. The back is ready for journaling because, ma'am, we need journaling in our lives. And we are going to throw some crystal effects on this rose and around the edges and make it stand out. I'm not going to be picky about it. I just want it to be that little added touch. Thank you, Sharon. We'll crystal effects the leaves around. And then we'll just put a bead of it around the edge. of the circle. Because why not, right? A little bling goes a long way. And that's gonna dry, and there we have it. Project completed. We actually completed a project, guys. Go us. Go me. Thank you. So, thank you. All the things. Um, Thank you. I made a mess. I made like a bloody mess. A whole bloody mess. But it was fun. Karen, did you actually learn anything? I feel like I failed you miserably, babe. I'm not gonna lie. Don't have half of my tools here. So, okay. Thank you. Please give me praise. I feel bad. Have alcohol, have something to drop it, have something to spray. If you have a booger sucky thing around or the air thing or a straw, because we had different effects with the different things. Um, I am excited to play with these. Um, this is the vellum, and then this is the black cardstock, the black glossy cardstock. So play with that. I will definitely make a tag out of this. I'll do kind of the same thing I did here, rip around. Booger sucky. Yeah. I I'm sorry you guys. I'm gonna get hate for this eventually, but I don't see the point in wasting your money on something that has somebody's name on it when you can get it less expensive elsewhere. You recently put multiple alcohol inks on a polyester film and then embossed the film. Polyester. What is a polyester film? Oh, acetate. Okay. I asked Boris. Um, so acetate, is it actually acetate or is it technically a polyester film? Maple wants my leaves. I'll make you a pretty with the leaves, Mapes. It's polyfilm. Oh, you want the ugly one? Are you saying my leaves are ugly? Am I hating on Yupo? No, I can't find my frickin' Yupo, so we were doing all of the alternative things that I have in my art room to use. I did set myself up for that. I said my leaves were ugly. Sharon, thank you. I can't find it, Greta. I know it's in my art room, but considering I have 5 billion and 1 pads of paper and 20 different bins, I cannot find my Yupo paper. So we are experimenting with all alternatives because let's face it, Yupo paper is expensive. I have a pad somewhere, can't find it anywhere. But it was good to be able to we used vellum cardstock. That's what these are. We used black glossy cardstock. We used white glossy cardstock. As a matter of fact, that's what we used to make this tag is the white glossy. We used photo paper. So knowing your alternatives, especially if somebody doesn't have, and I mean, I get it, everybody can order from Amazon, most everybody. But if you have limited things and you want to play, kind of the whole point of what I did tonight was grab what you have and play with it. It sucked royally on Bristol paper. Doesn't work. Um, which one? Where did the marker paper? Oh, this was photo paper again. So, I mean, it was a test. And another thing that's really fun to do is put it on your acetate paper because it will dry on your acetate paper. And so when you're let's we use I did a class a bazillion years ago on shaker cards, and we actually used on the back side, we used the alcohol ink to create kind of like snow drifts and trees. We kind of drew with it. We made our shaker card, and then we used the glossy accents on the outside and sprinkled diamond dust glitter on it to make it look like the snowman was in a snow globe. It was lots of fun. So, I mean, there's a fazillion ideas in my head. My problem is really honestly finding all the stuff because I haven't played with this stuff for 15, 20 years. Not, I just haven't. Um, I do a lot of mixed media. I do a lot of art journaling. I've unpacked a portion of my stamps to get by. I've unpacked quite a bit of my junk journaling stuff. My sewing room is almost completely unpacked. And I'm kind of figuring out where I want everything to go because right now it is a hot mess. Along with my brain is a hot mess. So I know where my easel is. I know where my canvases are. I know where my acrylic paints are. I know where my watercolor paints are. I know where all my paintbrushes are. I know where my Posca pens are and my ink pads and all my sketchbooks and my drawing stuff. That has a permanent home in my life. The rest of it is just pulling things in. Like Karen was like, Tam, can you do alcohol inks? I'm like, yeah, let me get them. I have a tote that says alcohol inks. I mean, I pulled out alcohol inks that, I mean, they're so old, I can't even get the lid off. Nope, that's not the one that I was trying to get the lid off of, is it? I'm gonna laugh if it is. No, this is it. I wanted to use the coral. Can't get this lid off to save my soul. But I mean, these are old. I think this was from when um, Ranger took over Adirondack and Tim Holtz first started working there. I can't get it open. I want to use this color so bad. Anyway, so that's the thing. Um, yeah, this is, I don't even know. Wonderland, you're here. It's so late for you. Oh no, you're in California. I have we made a tag. We played with alcohol inks. Um, I said I was gonna grab your jelly plate and show you. Um, yes, but not until after the glossy effects dries, so that'll be a tomorrow thing. Um, yeah, I was showing just the different things you can do with alcohol inks. Um, different papers you can use. I mean, purple by far is my favorite. next to my leaves that are grungy. So we were just practicing. We were playing with different papers. Um, we chopped all this out and made a tag. Um, did some corals, some metallics. Yeah, thank you. It was playtime. It was playing with different things. I am 95% sure this went to my YouTube channel so they can watch us mess around. I also, let me see, I flip so I did journaling lines on the back. I love journaling. I am a firm believer that journals are for writing or doing art. Um, if they're not for writing or doing art, then it's really not a journal. See, I have all kinds of opinions that can get me in deep shit around here, but this is where we're at. So, but now we put crystal effects on it, so we have to wait for it to dry, or glossy accents, that's what you guys know it as. So we have to wait for the glossy accents to dry. So that's got to set aside, and we'll add some splatters and some fun to that later. That's a whole thing. Thank you. Um, oh, another thing. Um, Karen, are you still with me or did you pass out? I'm putting all these alcohol inks away. So I pulled these out. These are just like inexpensive spray bottles, and I diluted some alcohol ink in alcohol and created alcohol sprays. Did that make sense? So if you want just like a light spray, um, you can use these, mix it with alcohol, and just do a little bit of alcohol and get your ratios. But that's another thing that you can do with your alcohol inks is make your own spray inks. And the cool part about them is they dry quickly. Um, and I don't know what I did with it. I have a couple of background sheets going right now for some swaps that I'm doing. I don't see them on this disaster of a desk. I can send you a picture of them later. Oh, this is a background that I did with the I don't remember what we were doing. These. Um, it must have got buried under all this crap. Oh, here they are. I found them. So this is a you thing, and this is what made me think of it. I don't know if the light is any good, but it's just like a pastel-y. It gives you a lighter version of the alcohol inks because it's watered down. But this is on watercolor paper for a background for ATCs. That's what those spray bottles are. Yeah, I knew you would like that because you like the girly colors. So just another idea for your alcohol inks. Um, I think that one was a turquoise and then like a peachy one. I think it was a terracotta one. So, I mean, you know how dark the terracotta is, and when diluted down, it brought it down to that, no, just alcohol and a couple of drops of your alcohol ink. You're basically just diluting it and putting it in a spray bottle. No water, straight alcohol. Because there's all these, like the distress sprays. Those are basically, yeah, you can make your own if you have the reinkers. I'm just saying. I'm scooching all this stuff away. Oh, I was gonna put these fibers on. Look at how green my hands are, dear God. Um, well, we'll do that another day. another day. I coffee dyed a bunch of papers. Need to mark this out because I chopped some of that off. Stole that out of my sales bucket. I knew I had green. I love this. So now we have greens for next time. We dyed our ribbon with alcohol ink to match our project. Actually, it's not ribbon, it's cotton cloth that I ripped into strips. I mean, if you think about it, it's just a little muslin strip that we dyed with alcohol ink. If you think about it, you can dye your papers, dye your ribbons, dye your embellishments with your alcohol ink. It's kind of like a liquid Sharpie. If you think about how permanent a Sharpie is, um, your alcohol inks are kind of on the same semi level. So anything that you would do with that, anything Sharpie wise, you can use. Alcohol inks are great for painting. If you can either draw or you don't want to draw, you can stamp an outline stamp and you can use your alcohol inks to paint. And you can use your rubbing alcohol to mix with it to get various shades of it. So you go lighter and darker. More concentrated, obviously, is straight out of the bottle. And then the more alcohol you add to it, um, the lighter color you get. That's a thing. I'm literally spitballing here, babe, because my brain never shuts up. Yeah. So do you guys want to see this disastrous I know I should not do that. I should not even pull that out. I will be here for hours if I do that. I was gonna say, do you want to pull out the jelly plate? But we all know if I get to jelly plate and we're gonna be doing it for hours and it's late. There's that. Do it, Karen. Where'd my other stamp go? Do it. Do it. I gotta clean all this stuff out of my way because we all know I'm gonna have paint everywhere as soon as I get the jelly plate out. I coffee dyed Wonderland. I'm telling you, it's such an obsession. And you have no idea. You do. You got a taste of it with a very crappy example. And I feel so bad that you started out with that. And I hope you left an awful review for that plate. Completely awful. It is very addicting. Not even gonna lie. It's so addicting. I mean, I can flip through some of my pages. Karen, do you need coffee dyed papers? Okay. Because I need to drop your package off in the morning and I have not closed it up. So there's that. Have you guys ever played with the Neo Colors too? This is where we get into Tam's fun obsessions. Neo Color, they're water soluble wax pastels. These are amaze balls. Oh, no, ma'am. Look here. Give me here. Shit. I just did that to myself because they happen to be sitting here and I was putting them away. And here we are. Damn. Here. I'll show you. They're not even. They're not what you're thinking. You got it, baby girl. So you can draw with them. Where did she put her paint? Oh my gosh. Where's my paintbrush? And that's a bad example because that's a tea-dyed thing. Hold the thoughts. Let me get my art journal. Look at Tim's just like whipping up the old chart journal. Let me find a gessoed page. I really have to have a gessoed page in here somewhere. Here we go. Here's a gessoed page. So if you take these crayons, you can color and the thing with it is they blend beautifully. They're creamy, amazing beautifulness. You can blend them on the paper, but if you want to color something directly, you can take your paintbrush directly to the crayon and have concentrated color if you want to go a certain. They're so amazeballs. Okay, I'm done with these. I am legit gonna put these back. I'm gonna quit corrupting you. I'm gonna find something to dab that so I don't mess up my painting or my drawing next to it. We're gonna put the art journal away. Yes, I'm talking myself through this. Sue me. This is how my brain works. Put the crayons away. Put the ruler away. All of this coffee dyed nonsense goes in the scrap bin. Okay. Grabbing the jelly plate. We need to yell for Rob for more coffee. Everything's falling. Okay, we got gel plates, sprayers. Rob, could you bring me some hot coffee, please? Hi, Missy Sue. How are you? We're playing in the art room tonight.
Cup me, baby.
Thank you, darling.
You got it.
We're gonna play with the gel plate for a minute. Awesome, he says. Awesome, the man says. I should probably do something besides green. Let's do. We'll start with these and then we'll see where we can go from there. I need to move all of this so I can get to my stencils. Do you want like a on the fly gel tutorial? Or do we want to just play with it? Good, cleared from the oral surgeon and you. I'm doing well. I'm playing in the art room. And playing in the art room is awesome, though.
There you are, my lovely.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate you. Is it going to scald my mouth?
No, it didn't scald mine, so it's hot, but not. Don't chug it.
I need to chug it. I need chugging temperature. Thank you, babe. Love you. Okay. I don't care. Whoever. So, whoever wants to answer me. This is, we're going to start here. I'm going to show you this. This is the god awful, hideous plate that Wonderland got on Amazon. And we're going to start with this, and I'm going to show you what the issues with it are. And then we're going to move on to my gel plate. So, God almighty, I've got a mess. I just cleaned and I have a mess. How does that work out? Okay, there we go. We'll do some circles. The first thing with this is the front and back of it. This is just a flimsy paper. Mine have a hard acetate that holds it steady, okay? I did get the front of the plate cleared off, but I left this here because I hope you can see this so much. I need a white paper. I need paper to gel print anyway. So, this, can you see that film that I'm picking at? Wonderland, can you see this? This is, I literally set with Murphy's oil soap and I completely peeled this off the whole front side. Part of what took me so long to get it maneuvering, okay? So I wanted to show that to you. I did get some prints to pull, but it is not beginner friendly, nor is it seasoned friendly. I will probably keep this just as a place to, like, as a palette to mix paint when I'm doing 2 or 3 different plates at a time. So this will not be used to pull prints. It was a generic brand from Amazon, and she had gotten it to try jelly printing for the first time. It comes with a kit. It's got like your brayer, your stencils, your paints, everything. And Lynn tagged me into her show and was like, "Mom, come help." And so I popped in, asked her if she wanted help and advice. She said, "Absolutely. I would never do that without someone's permission." And so we kind of troubleshot what she was doing. At the end of it, rather than have her continue to be frustrated, I actually had her put the plate in her bin. I purchased it, and she's in California, so it's not far away. She shipped it to me, and I got it earlier this week and played with it for a couple of hours. Um, so, lesson learned, if you are going to purchase a gel plate, get either the jelly plate or the gel press. And I'm getting ready to show you. Um, I think nowadays the gel press used to be cheaper than the Jelly Arts. So this is the Jelly Arts, or you can use gel press. Either one of them. I have both. My 9 by 12 obviously is Jelly Arts. My 8 by 10 is gel press. I have both brands. Yeah, don't waste your money on that. I have both brands. I use them both. It just so happens that my bigger one, 9 by 12, if you can afford the 9 by 12 and you are doing this to make journal pages, um, the 9 by 12 is going to print all the way to the edge of your paper, whereas the 8 by 10 is going to leave a border like your printables. So, depending upon what you're making these for, think about that. I would suggest if you can afford the 9 by 12, grab the 9 by 12 if you make journals and you want full page prints. If you don't care about that white border, the 8 by 10 is just fine. Um, or a 5 by 7 and you can do two prints this direction, but you're still going to have that border. So those are things to think about when you're doing it. When you get your package, this package is this is older than dirt, but it's sealable. You need to keep it. I keep it as a storage for my plates. Also, mine's so horribly dirty. I never clean mine, guys. Rarely, no, I can't say never. Rarely do I clean mine. It also comes with protective acetate on the front and the back. I leave mine on the back to give it some stability, so if I want to flip it over, I can. Um, I like I said, I don't clean it. I'm giving you fair warning. I'm grungy. I do grunge. This is my thing. I do grunge. Um, when you're doing gel prints, I would suggest cheap coffee paper, um, junk mail, all the things that you have hanging around. Oh, there's my train papers. Um, but I would start out with just cheap copy paper and play with it until you get comfortable with it. The next thing that I suggest you do, and this is going to be twofold if you are a junk journaler, go get yourself an old book if you don't already have one, and use this to roll off your excess paint. A, you're not wasting paint. B, you're creating amazing colored book pages. So when you go to collage, I can come in here and go, ooh, I need purples. I can pull this page and I have painted book pages for whatever colors I want to do. I do this frequently. I was trying to see here. I punched out of here to back some tags. I use this book I use all the time. So, off to the side, I'm gonna tell you I'm rolling off excess paint. I'm rolling it off on here. So I have colored book pages. Um, that's gonna be down there in the chair. The next thing is you can buy fancy dancy stencils. I have a fazillion of them. And when I say a fazillion, I honestly mean a fazillion. However, you can use household items that are going to make amazing patterns. This is some netting from, I'm pretty sure, our Thanksgiving turkey. Um, this is some bubble wrap, um, doilies, Punchella, cardboard that I've stripped one side off. Um, where's my thing? But um, if you hang around me long enough, you're going to know that most everything I do ends up with grid paper on it. So I figured out a way to make my own grid paper. This is carpet backing from the Dollar Tree. I cut it to the size of my plate and I use that very frequently. The reason I like the grid paper with journals is because regardless of whether it ends up vertical or horizontal, I still have lines to write on. And again, I will repeat, which is probably not popular opinion with a lot of people. If you are not writing or creating art in it, it's not a journal. It's just a pretty book. So there's my take on that. Um, paints. Dang, he got my coffee hot. Um, I have, let's grab some just to show. Mm, so any of these, Craft Smart, Deco Art, Apple Barrel, all of these paints work. Um, you just need to know your paints. These are less pigmented and they're more watered down than my Liquitex that I use. I use my Liquitex a lot. It is a thicker, higher pigmented. They both work, and I'm going to show you both, okay? Um, if I can get these to work, because it's been a minute. Does anybody need paints? I have 5,000 jars of paint here. Anyway, so we're going to see. There we go. One of the biggest mistakes that newbies use is they use way too much paint. Um, you're going to need a brayer. We're going to brayer out this paint. Yep, I'm used to my other paint. I'm probably going to need a little bit more. That's too thin because it's all watery. The other thing to take into consideration is I'm in Arizona and it's really dry here and my paint dries fast. If you're in a wetter climate, you may want to just slow down a little bit. Um, I'm going to throw my grid on. I want that pattern. I'm going to take a piece of copy paper. I'm holding this steady so it doesn't slip slide. I'm using my fingers to push down and create those patterns. I'm picking up some paint, but up here, oh, you can't see. I'm holding this with my hand while I'm pulling so it doesn't slide. I'll do it like this. So I'm just holding it steady. I want that pattern. Um, I picked up some paint. This is a great start to another page. We're going to set it aside. I'm going to pull this up and you can see that I have that grid pattern there. Okay. Um, the grid pattern, this layer needs to dry before I go to the next layer. And I try to reiterate this. I'm in Arizona. It's dry. This paint is almost, no, it's not dry, but it's got to be dry because see, I just pulled it up with my finger. It needs to be dry before I go to the next layer of paint. You do not want to use your heat gun on this because you can warp your plate. Okay? That's a bad idea. Bad idea. You don't want to use metal on your plate. They have silicone brushes and tools that you can draw with on here. Um, I'm just showing you the basics, and there's 5,000 projects you can do with this. That is a lot of paint, a whole lot of paint. So when you have too much paint, you use your brayer, roll over, take this, and remember my book over here that I'm rolling paint off. Then I'm going to smooth this out. I should be able to see my pattern below, and that's a good level of paint. I'm going to throw some polka dots down because, I want you to see. So we're going to throw some polka dots down. I can even grab this first paper. I can lay this down and I can pull those polka dots. I'm again holding my hand so it doesn't slide, and I'm using my fingers to get down into the dots. Okay. I want to get as much of that pulled up as I can because I want that pattern to show up when I go to pull my print. I can hold here and I can see, oh, I missed a little bit right there. I missed some of the smaller ones, so I'm going to redo that a little bit. And we're going to pull that up. So now I have my polka dots and my grids. That's what I've pulled thus far. Okay. I'm going to pull this up. Now I have that pattern. It doesn't look like much. Like you can barely see that, right? But what's going to happen when I put a neutral down to pull this once it's dry? Do this. I have my copy paper over here ready to go. I'm just going to spread a thin layer. And what this paint is doing is activating all those layers below it, re-wetting them, activating it. I'm going to lay my paper down, and this is where you kind of work quickly or not quickly. I want to burnish it with my hand. I can feel it getting cool. Once it gets cool, it's going to kind of start to wrinkle a little bit. I think you can kind of see that. That is the moisture of the paint soaking into my paper. I'm going to hold with my hand and I'm going to pull this up. And I'm cleaning all that nonsense off of my plate from last time. But see how you can see all the different patterns here? The grids, the circles. There we go. Take a drink of coffee, and we're going to do one with our Liquitex paint, and you're going to see the difference. My favorite color to play with is Payne's Gray. I love my Payne's Gray. I love me some Payne's Gray. We're going to spread this out. When you're spreading your paint, you want to go both directions, going side to side, making sure the whole plate gets it, up and down. Get a good spread, but you want to work quickly. You don't want it to dry out, but yet you want it spread well. Oh my gosh, I put it crooked. There we go. I'm going to just use this back of this page to pull this up. Um, Again, I'm holding up here. I'm using my fingers to push down to get that pattern, okay? Going across, using the pads of my fingers to get in there. Okay, so I've pulled this paint. I'm going to pull this up. Now you can see my grid, okay? There's my grid. We're going to let my grid dry. Let my grid dry. And I don't know why it's taken so long to dry tonight because, it's hotter than Hades here tonight. But this is where we're at. Um, let's let's do some badass flowers. I'm going to get this excess paint off in my, see, in my book. We've got a book. And we're wheeling excess paint off of my brayer before I go to the next. Some people who don't like grunge will clean this off with a baby wipe between each color. They will wash their plate between each pull. They have all like this whole process of cleanliness going on, and they get pristine, pretty prints. Um, Not knocking it if that's what you want. Clean your brayer with your baby wipe between your layers. It's okay. I won't judge. Don't judge me for my grunge. I won't judge you for your cleanliness. Hi everybody. I don't know why we're doing this, but here we are. I'm gonna grab some Naples yellow. I really like Naples yellow. That was loud. And that came out a lot. So this could be interesting. Again, up and down. Get that paint spread side to side. Make sure you have paint on your whole plate. It's smoothed out with as few lines as possible. We're going to throw down this floral. We're going to grab maybe another piece of paper. And like I said, this is just inexpensive copy paper that we're playing with, you guys. I often play with tissue paper. I think I have some cut over there. I will show you. But I just wanted to do like the basics and show you what this is actually capable of. It's fun. It's relaxing. I'm holding this steady. I'm pulling up. I'm seeing that I missed some of these little spots. Some of these over here. Just getting as much of that pulled up as possible. Okay, we're gonna pull this up. So we have a fun little flower pattern. That's future we can do stuff. We have our flowers there. So we can pull this now. We can add more texture and layers to it. I can put 10 different layers down. The sweet spot is usually for me 3 layers, and that is you have to look at whatever you put down first is going to be prominent on your print. So if I can turn this over without messing this up, you can see from the back, you can see our grids, you can see the flowers. And when I put that last layer of paint on, what it's going to do is it's going to make all of that pop. If you put a dark color on, say you throw black down, it's going to be a darker, grungier. If you put a white on, it's going to show through and it's going to be bright. One of the things that I often do in my demos is I take the same three colors and I do them in different orders. I'll do light, medium, dark, and then I'll do dark, medium, light with the same paints, the same stencils, and it gives you a totally different look for your end result. And I can do this here because we're going to throw a white down. And what this white does, as I'm going back and forth, I'm working rather quickly. Um, I'm going side to side. I'm using my brayer. It's like a sweeping motion. Back and forth. I'm pushing that white paint down into the existing paint, kind of moistening it, working it in. I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to burnish the whole thing, okay? I want to make sure that I'm burnishing this. If I'm not using a tissue to pull, sometimes I'll just use my hands to pull that paint in because I feel like we're not really playing with art if we don't have grungy fingers. That's the whole thing, right? So it's cool, it's moist, it's starting to wrinkle. So I'm going to grab, let me show you. I'm going to grab the edge, holding this steady. I'm pulling, and I just pull in this swift motion. Bada bing. There's your layers. So for fun and games, okay, we're going to do that opposite. We're going to lay down white first, and I'm going to show you the difference, which just the order of paint makes such a difference. We're going to lay down white all over, back and forth, up and down, smooth it out, cover your plate. Tosh told me she heard my voice in her head when she was doing that demo the other day. Where the heck did I put this? There we go. Okay, grids down. We're literally reversing. We're reversing the colors that we did before. Okay, so we're doing the white first instead of the Payne's gray. So we're going to do some white dots here. I'm trying to get down all in here. Oh, lost my chat. Did you guys go to sleep? Did I lose my chat? Hi, everybody. We're demoing gel plate. I don't know why, but here we are. So we pulled the white dots. We're going to pull this up. We're going to let that dry. Just a smidge. We're going to get rid of our white paint in our little collage book. Okay. We're going to throw down some yellow paint. Hello, how are you? I probably didn't wait long enough, but I'm impatient. So we're going to throw down the yellow paint, which is what we did in the middle last time. We're going to grab our flower stencil again, lay that down. We're going to pull our yellow flowers, burnish them out. Use your fingers to get down into the stencil. Try to get all the spaces that you can. Get as much of that pulled up as possible. You can lift one side and check and see if you're getting those. Gracious me, oh my. It's not wanting to pull up. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So we pulled that. So we have a much lighter one this time because we started with the white and then we went to the yellow. We're going to let this dry a smidge. We're going to clear off our yellow on our collage book down here. We're going to have a piece of paper ready to pull this. Fanning away, trying to get that to dry. I got too much paint, guys. I'm sorry. And then we're going to do, because the last one we started with the Payne's Gray, this time we're going to end with the Payne's Gray, okay? So we're going to plop down some Payne's Gray. Take your brayer. You're going to cover the whole thing, back and forth, just a nice thin layer on here, getting that all worked in. Grab your paper, lay it down, burnish all the edges. Yeah, I'm getting my fingers in the paint, swirling it in, it doesn't matter. I want to get this good and burnished. It's starting to get cool under my hands. I can feel it. The temperature changes. I don't know how, why, when, or where. I think it's from the dampness of the paint soaking into the paper. Once you feel that coolness, hold here, grab your corner, and in one motion, pull your print. Okay, so this is what we just pulled. Now, we did the exact same thing here. We put the dark first, then the yellow, and then the white. Here, we put the white, the yellow, and then the dark. Exact same stencil, exact same amount of paint, just opposite. Two totally different looks. Any questions? Do you get what I'm saying? You have to play with this. It is so much fun. This is great. This is how I make a lot of the pages for my junk journals. I have hundreds of them here. I'm pretty sure that this demo is over on my YouTube channel. It is Tam's Creative Journey, all one word. I'm multicasting over to there. I do a jelly print demo every month. Ames, I love the perky part, babe. You missed a whole 3 hours of me playing with alcohol inks and gel prints. That's what you missed, babes. And I'm getting ready to find somebody to raid. Um, anyway, if you go to my multicasting Atelier Artisan Raid Train, I demo this every month in Debbie's Raid Train. So if yeah, I'm over it. But did you see the cool tag I made with alcohol inks? Did you get to see that? Look. We dyed the fabric with the alcohol ink so it would match. We did this is coffee dyed file folder, coffee dyed 1800s music paper. This is our alcohol ink. This is some of the background. We stamped lines on the back for journaling, and then we put crystal effects over the flowers. Yeah, we had fun. We played. We played, we conquered, we had fun. So that's all that matters. I mean, aim. I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place. So, Wonderland came in and wanted to see the difference with the jelly plates. So we played a little bit. I will say though, where's it at? This is one of my favorites that we did on glossy black cardstock. I love that one. And then Maple's trying to steal my leaves. That's more the one we made tags out of. I showed how you can do it on vellum. And I showed that this is glossy card. Bristol paper failed miserably. And we kind of did a green man here. So that was what we did tonight. That's still my favorite. I don't know. I love the purples and the, yeah. I don't know. I like them all. It's art. I love it. I got to play. I love it, right? This is what we did. Ooh. So please bookmark my show tomorrow. My husband and I are going to be doing live crafty thrifting tomorrow. We will be back with you tomorrow afternoon. We are going to see hey look, Fee's on. Should we go see Fee or T? I like that. Should we see Fee or T? It is always the best part. Wonderland, did you have your questions answered, my sweet? That's important that I know that. Did you get your questions answered that you needed? Because if there's more, we can do this again. Unless she fell asleep. She might have fell asleep. Anyway, we're going to create a raid. We're going to be out of here. And I will see you all. Do we go? Amy, should we go see T or Fee? Doodle, thank you so much. I'm messy. I'm so messy. Fee or T? Does anybody have a preference? Fee? Okay. Select. Got it. Much love to each and every one of you. Have a blessed rest of your night, and I will see you